Okay, here are some of the tools and supplies I carry for repair. Some people, I think that I over-plan and overthink stuff, but I think this is a good example of that you can never be too prepared. So, what I've got, here's the plan. The plan is I've got this kayak paddle tube. It's aluminum, but in compression it should be pretty strong. I've got these pad eyes and these blocks that I made before I left. I use them for like gluing and attachment points to the side of the boat. So I'm going to affix those on as a kind of a spot where the pole can't move. So epoxy the bottom one in. Ooh. Into the bottom here, under the post, and then get the that pole in and wedge it up, and hopefully that'll give it enough support. Really wish the mast wasn't up. That would make this a lot easier. I have no idea how much pressure it's going to take to wedge that in, but I guess we'll find out. No idea why they built it like this. Maybe to make more room so that they could get at the electrical panel. Maybe somebody moved that, but man, what a bad decision. Okay, I got a couple hours of light left. Probably going to be sawing and hammering and disturbing the neighbors, so hopefully I don't get in trouble for that, but gotta do what you gotta do. All right, here we go. So I made a mistake with my measuring. You know the old saying, measure once, cut immediately. In other news, the wind has shifted 180 degrees. So I'm kind of swinging on the rope here. All right, well, I think that's about all I can do for today. I gotta let that epoxy cure. I'm not sure, the pole might be a little too long. I might have to take a little bit more off before I can wedge that in. Yeah, not 100% sure this is gonna work, but best chance I got. So I'm gonna put everything away, make some dinner. Sad, but I think that ravioli that's in a can that was holding the thing down for epoxy is going to be dinner. I don't think I feel like cooking too much. So, all right, got to go clean up. And so anyway, recharge my devices and myself, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. So I've been thinking about my situation. I could try to motor back. It's Friday. It's coming up on Friday. It's Thursday evening today. Right now, I'd like to be home by Tuesday at the latest. It's Charlie's birthday, but I sort of have to be resigned to staying here until it's safe to leave. And so, like, thinking about, you know, I can't. Oh, that's a anchor drag alarm. All right, continuing on with that thought. The anchor drag, I set it real sensitive because I'm pretty close to shore, so it just swung out a lot more than we have been. So I'm gonna leave it there. So just thinking about my situation, I built the boat for sustainable cruising. I just got to be resigned to the fact that, you know, like, sometimes shit happens and you just can't, like, it was getting me down, honestly, earlier. I'm still, like, not super pumped about it, but, you know, like, realistically, I'm, you know, I'll be okay here for a long time. And I should not leave until I think it's safe to do so. And I, you know, like, really it shouldn't take me more than another day to fix this. I've got a couple of ideas as well, if plan A doesn't work. But it is, like, I'm on the north center of the island. I'm as far away from anything on the island. I'm as far away from the trailer and all that. You know, I'm as far from home, as far from help as could possibly be. So it's up to me to get it fixed. Okay, it's Friday, still in Brady Cove. Not a great night of sleep. The anchor drag alarm kept going off because the wind kept shifting around, which means we kind of like zigzagged all over the bay, and predictably because of that, the anchor rope is wrapped around several of the upright X trees that are at the bottom of this bay. I got a bath. I got breakfast. The primary water maker is no longer working. It's been kind of a pain in the ass the whole time. So I'm on to the backup, which is gravity fed. That's working. So yeah, I'm gonna clean this up and get back to work on the mast step. I've got an idea on how to raise that platform so that I can get the pole under it without, like, beating it under, because I think that will smash it, make it useless. Kind of cloudy today, a little bit colder. That's all good for me. Yesterday, like, working out in the sun all day takes a lot out of you. Okay, here we go. Okay, I guess the moment of truth. This is sort of crazy, but maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I don't know, we'll find out. So what I've got is, I used a Dyneema Deadeye, which is just one big loop. Wrapped it around that the base of the V-berth, and then I used 2 soft shackles. Get in there. So this is the dead eye. It loops around, comes down, back, up, and over this side. And then a soft shackle here for pulling this way. A soft shackle here for pulling that way. And that should keep it centered around this compression post as it pulls up. So from that side, it goes up to this rigging ring, a low friction ring. Back to the stern cleat, up to the jib bleed, and then around the winch down to the cam cleat. And similarly for this side, this white line comes up through this rigging ring, back to that side, up to the Genoa lead here, and then around the winch and back to this cam cleat. So these are tied on. Those are through bolted. The handles are through bolted through the cabin top with 1/4-inch bolts. So I've got, basically I'm spreading the load for pulling this up between these 4 points. I loosened the shrouds. I'm guessing that was a symptom of the collapse, is the shrouds loosening up. So I undid the tightening I did the other day. All right, I think I'm ready to give this a shot. Okay, shrouds are loose, floppy in fact. So I'm hoping there's no more tension on the rig, just the weight of the rig. And yeah, let's I'm gonna tighten everything up and see if we can get a little more pressure going up, so that I can get that pull over. And if I do, whew, what a project. Okay, so I think the front of the block catching on here. I'm gonna release the tension, bring it up over the block, and then keep going. Maybe go a little bit more. Whew, that's hard work. Okay. Come on, little hammer. I shall name you Peter Dinklage. through here and here. That should keep it from moving. Success. Okay, it was not easy, but it went in. There's a lot of pressure on these, on all the lines and everything. But yeah, I feel really good about it. Probably gonna leave the rig kind of loose. I think using the backstay adjuster for going upwind works well for sailing upwind, but that is probably something that's putting a lot of downward force on the rig. So I won't be using that until I get a permanent repair for this. But I'm not gonna just start sending it, but I think that this is a good, I'll be able to sail, which is good. Going back across Lake Superior with just a motor, I don't feel good about. The motor, the shaft is a little short, so when I was motoring over here, I'd actually sit on the port side of the boat to keep the exhaust and the propeller in the water, even in a slight swell. So I'm going to replace that motor with something with a 20-inch shaft instead of the 15-inch shaft that's on it. But yeah, if I was going across and there was any kind of wind and any kind of swell, the motor would not be working very well. I'd be fighting all the way back. So just being able to put up a little bit of sail is a big weight off of my shoulders. So I'm gonna clean up this mess, retighten the rig, retune the rig, and then I think we're gonna head to Todd Harbor. It's only about 6 miles, so even if we had the motor all the way, we're fine. It's about 2 hours or less.